Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new review of the Volkswagen Golf 8. This is the night point of view. I'm gonna see the car in the night and do a little test. So I have my notes here. So this is the style package, and there's lower package life, in which you get base LED lights. This car has matrix lights, so if I unlock, you can see that bottom daytime on the outwards front lights. So this is a 2.0 diesel engine with 150 horsepower. You can get either 2.0 with 115 horsepower, or you can get petrol 1.0 TSI with 110 horsepower, or 1.5 with 130, 150, and I think 150 you can get ETSI, which is a mild hybrid, or you can just get a regular. The regular gets 6-speed manual. If you want the ETSI to get 7-speed automatic. And then this is the automatic with the new DSG. If you want in Croatia DSG, you need to go for a style. You can go for a life and stuff like that. This car entry price in Croatia with a diesel, same configuration, is 30,000 euros. This particular car is something around 34,000 euros. So let's walk around the car after I read this information. We have daytime running lights that turn into dynamic turn signals or blinkers. You have those that light, bottle light from the mirror. You have all the door handles have LEDs inside, and then again beautiful LED full, I mean this is the top LEDs on the back with dynamic turn signals, bottom LED lights as well. Trunk space is still the same, 380 liters of space. It's decent for a city hatchback. You have extra room on the bottom, spare tire with a little smaller dimensions. Seats knock down 60/40 with the middle opening. You can knock down the floor a little bit lower for more space, or it could be flat with the seats when they're down. It's spacious on the back. I am 2 meters tall, or 6.6. My head is touching on the back, but for an average person that should be fine. Key is new, it's wireless, and if you have your smartphone, it's now standard wireless charging. And in style, I know that Android Car and Apple CarPlay are now and MirrorLink wireless. So keep your key in your pocket. In the key itself, there is a button you press. You can extend the physical key, and on the driver's door handle there is a physical key if you need to unlock it by physical key. Okay, interior is nice redesign. I like the design. I was really criticizing the Golf that it is a little bit plasticky, but it's soft. Then it's hard plastic on the bottom, soft over here. On the back, this part is hard plastic, but you quickly forget the cheap hard plastic. It's robust, so it's not shaking. Everything is stiff. There's no roller here. I wish that was an option. They removed that. I'm not sure why. When the lights go off, you can press on the top. Just show you again. When the doors are open, you have these LEDs. They're touch operational, so if you press it, it turns on or off. So talking too much, I'm gonna start the engine. The seats slide forward to your memorized position. This car has memory seats, or it can go backwards when you're exiting the car. Ambient lights are beautiful. I'm just gonna quickly show you in the menu background. So you have this presets. Blue is more relaxing. These are the presets. Or you can choose individual color, and then still saying that the mobile phone is connected. You have two USB-C chargers on the back as well in this model. You can choose multiple schemes. It changes colors depending on what you like. It's a little bit laggy. I think it's still starting up, although it's really responsive fast. So this one changes the colors, and then I don't know what's the contrasting color of this. Maybe, I don't know, something like this. So you can see there's color mixes. For now, you can change the brightness here. I'm not going to go into that in depth. I only want to go to background lighting. mood, so I'm just gonna put it blue. It's kind of more relaxing. Yeah. Okay, so this infotainment is pretty simple. You have hand gestures. This is the like a menu. You have navigation here, or your radio, Apple CarPlay, status of the car, stuff like that. Just to show you the speakers, these are bass speakers. It's actually connected to, not to the radio. I'm gonna switch to the radio. Have touch functions here. It's kind of not a really good song, but okay, I'm gonna mute it. I want to get it to copyright strike. Trust me, the bass speakers are pretty decent, but you know, if money's not an issue, I would always go for the upgraded speakers. Okay, enough talking. Let's start driving. And before you go off, Apple CarPlay is wireless, as mentioned, so you can use Google Maps if you haven't paid for the maps, or you can use Waze. That's cool because Waze shows you traffic speed traps. So yeah, that's really cool. So I'm just gonna leave it in this so you can see where I am. This didn't switch to night mode. Sorry, I'm still haven't started, just to show you the avatars. So I'm not sure why it's navigation not in night mode. Just want to see settings here real quick. Basic functions. So I don't think there is a night mode. So which I did watch this. So that's weird. I thought there would be. I like these you can customize both bubbles and stuff like that. But enough talking. Let's start driving. I love this small new automatic lever. There's a lot of space here free. So the electronic parking brake disengages automatically, and when you press the park button, it engages as well. Okay, so I must say that I again was a huge critic of the Golf, but I'm overwhelmed and really impressed with the car so far. I dislike that I don't have start stop button. I mean, I don't have the button to disengage the auto start stop. So yeah, that's in the menu that you need to pull from down, and then you press it here. So it's 2 steps. Once you get used to the car, it's probably easy, so I've deactivated it now. Okay, so the Life package gets base LED lights. I'm gonna be switching a little bit. I'm gonna try being consistent with the review, but lights. So the lights, base LED lights are LED now. There's no more halogen lights, which is great. These are top LEDs. They really illuminate the road nicely. I love them. Matrix are always excellent, but we're gonna go and where there's pitch black, no street lights, so you can see performance of these. And this car has automatic long beam, which is also cool. And that's about lights. Personally, I love the design. I was a huge hater of the design because on the pictures and the renders it looked terrible, and now it looks so good, honestly. But once you get used to the new design, I love it. Now I'm gonna switch to the middle lane because there's less bumps. But talking about the bumps, I hit that one, so I'm gonna hit this one too. This car is so soft. It is so soft, it is amazing. This car is on 18-inch alloy wheels. They're optional. You get in the style 17-inch and the Life 16, but this one has 18-inch. It's on winter tires. Man, this car is quiet, and it is so comfortable. On the speed bumps, you barely feel anything. Now I'm in just drive or dynamic, whatever you call it, and this is pretty responsive. I mean, I'm already above the speed limit because those guys are speeding. I'm not going to speed that much. I'm going to change my lane. I do have a blind spot warning in my mirror as an option. Now the handling is excellent, and again, if you go to the sport, the steering wheel is a little bit stiffer, although this car doesn't have driving mode. So it would be this next to the below the climate control shortcut, next to the hazard lights. So but yeah, it changes, and the stiffness of the suspension changes if I press the sport. So it's a little bit more responsive, and definitely the throttle is responsive. I mean, this car from the standstill position can launch really, really fast. I haven't checked the time, honestly, but what I've tested, we're going to do that 0 to 100 test as well in this video. It's really impressive. Now the seats, I've been driving this car a little bit today, are comfortable, and I can't complain about them, so they're pretty nice. I would like a leather package personally, but these seats are cloth with some sort of satin finish in the middle, so they're pretty good, I would say. I wish the Golf had a little bit more space for a taller person like myself on the back, but again, just considering the average height, I think this is perfectly sized hatchback. Critics about the interior. I love the interior. The ambient lights are now standard, my favorite feature in new cars. The touchscreen, well, the bezel is piano finish, which could get scratched. I'm not a fan of that. I do like on the bottom in the middle bridge there's no more piano plastic anymore, so that's good. But the screen, everything is on the screen now. There's no physical buttons for the AC or the volume. I wish they added at least volume. And you have voice commands, so you can say, you know, I'm gonna say now. Actually, my car is connected, so the Volkswagen isn't working voice assistant, but you can say like I'm hot and it would lower the temperature for you. Now if you go to climate here, I'm feeling some smell, you can press here to close the circulation. So I don't know, once you get used to it, maybe it's fast, but still you need to be on the reach of the screen to play with those features. And I don't know, somehow I'd like to have, you know, shortcut buttons on the side. That's just maybe that's just me. Leave a comment below, do you agree? Or like this. Everything else seems nice. The cruise control is pretty simple to use. I'm gonna show it later, but the handling of the car is excellent. The back end isn't slipping outside, so this car handles perfectly. So 2.0 diesel with 150 horsepower is just ideal for this size of the car. If you're doing a lot of commute or a lot of highway and want smaller car, this is the perfect engine for you, and it's just nippy, it's fast. So I'm really impressed. I can imagine the GTI versions of this car, of the Golf 8, are going to be even more impressive. Okay, so the brakes are hard, and I'm fine with them. No comment on that. Particularly the fuel consumption. So it says current since start 6 liters. I had in the morning around 5.5. If I change it long term, it's 6.5, and then since refueling 9.7. So it's pretty high because the car was stationary before I went to drive it now, and I was filming some b-roll, some quick shots of the car and taking some photos for my Instagram. So it was stationary idling, so in neutral, so you know the consumption went up. So I'm gonna give it a little longer drive tonight and see how much can I drop the fuel consumption. Now I switched to navigation, and I really think it doesn't have a night mode, for not sure. And the infotainment has a night and day mode, but it doesn't switch automatically, so I put it to a night. And what I wanted to add, the car overview is excellent. You can see the blind spots well and everything, but what's even better is the soundproof in the car. It's excellent, it's really silent. And now we're coming to a freeway or the highway. It's not being paid, so we're gonna test it a little bit in sport and dynamic. Come to 150. In Croatia we have a tolerance, the speed limit is 130. We have a tolerance 10% on the speed and 10% on the speedometer not being 100% correct. Speeding up here all the way. It's still pulling. Excellent LED lights. I have a traffic, but the car is just pulling, and it's excellent. gas pedal. Uh, 140, 150 more wind noise, especially coming from the side mirrors. Speed limiter works great, the distance as well. And then we have the cruise control, which is pretty simple. Just press plus here, car speeds up. But we're gonna shut it off. Now the digital speedometer is showing you how fast you're going above the speed limit, which is cool. Now I'm going to slow down a bit, 300, less wind noise. I'm gonna push it to sport, and I'll punch it all the way. It's still pulling, but I'm not gonna go above 150. Then you drop it, you need to speed up. It's pulling. You can see by the LED lights when I press it how it pulls up. Okay, back to dynamic, or just drive. After 150, just want to go, it wants more. So there you go. That was just for the test. I must say I'm really impressed with the LED lights and the illumination. This is the automatic beam, long beam now. You can see my left side is more illuminated. It's not blinding other drivers. I'm gonna turn that cruise speed. So this is, I like it, just press it once, it goes by 10 kilometers. I'm gonna lower that speed. And then you can turn on the speed limiter, or you can switch it off. But we're coming to our exit now. Overall, an excellent car. I'm really impressed how they nailed the new Golf 8. You can always use those hand gestures. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Actually, that was not in the menu. Now it works. And now the handling is really good if you go. And the brakes are excellent. Again, to sport. It's just so responsive. Now the camera picked up the 40 sign way back. There's 80 here. So I'm gonna back to drive or dynamic. But yeah, that's the only downside. I think it's 40. I know this road, the speed sign is 80. It's gonna come up on the next one. Again, the lights are on automatic. You can see 80 is just gonna switch that red. Yep, there you go. Okay, when we're driving, you know, when you turn on the speakers, you don't even hear the road, so it's excellent, definitely. And when you turn on the cruise control and the assistant, it drives in the lane, it keeps the speed limit. So even if you like slightly just push it to the other side, and now it comes back. After like maybe 10-12 seconds, it's gonna recognize that you're not holding the steering wheel. It's gonna start screaming, take over the steering, fine, and that's it. Pressing the brake cancel is the you know, cruise control and the speed. I mean the Distronic or whatever you call it. All the names from all the car brands mixes up in my head sometimes. We're gonna head up now to 0 to 100 test and do a LED test in pitch black. Okay, so as you can see, the automatic long beam adjusted, and we're gonna stop here and do a launch control. There's no one behind me or in front of me. Brake, throttle all the way. That's 100. Good brakes. Actually, it's all pitch black here for some reason, so I'm just gonna change here. Actually, let me just show it to you. So there's like no street lights over there in the background. The car is on automatic long beam, but it didn't turn it on, so I'm going to do that. So this is the full beam, still on auto. Now I'm gonna switch to my phone. Okay, this is my iPhone camera, a little bit better camera at night. So this is the normal, and then this is the long beam. In person I can see even more, but this is the top camera technology at the moment. And then if you turn, you have the LED side corner lights that turn on or off. Okay, so those the automatic lights are on. Okay, so we're in sport. I cannot turn off the ESP off, so traction control is on. Brake, gas all the way. Automatic beam turned on. That's 100. So I'm not really sure about the time. I haven't read about the time, so I'm assuming this might be around 8 or 9 seconds. That's just my estimate. I'm gonna see later in the video when I edit it. Okay, we're driving 60. Want to speed up? Speeds up fast. Sport, same, even more. Now focus on the long beam. Still on. Blue. And then just shrinks down. Really impressive. So in the speedometer, in the digital cockpit, you can choose either this bubbles, and then you can, select one or the left one, and you can see like what do you want. So it's pretty customizable. And now I want to see my driving. So average fuel is 6 liters. I can also go to the vehicle menu here, and long term, so 6.5 liters. Since refueling, 7.7. So it dropped, but I was like pushing it 0 to 100 tests. So yeah, but pretty good consumption for the 2.0 diesel, definitely, if you ask me. So with the middle, you can change here what you want to see. I usually like the speed in the middle, and then you can put something else here, like maybe music. This is the new roundabout, and on the bottom is the tunnel, but it's still, because of the constructions after it, 40 speed limit. Okay, so another thing that I would criticize is this touch buttons on the bottom. Now there is illumination for the on-off button, so if I want to turn off the screen, I can have the clock. There's different face watches, and but there is no illumination for the AC or the volume. So what's up with that? I mean, you have to try getting it from a top of your head, memorizing where it was. Okay, so I think it's about time to wrap this video shortly. So I'm really impressed with the Golf. It's a super comfortable car. It's a technology fest for sure, and I love the new automatic transmission. It's so short, nice, a lot of space, and the 2.0 engine is obviously ideal for this kind of size of the car because it's fast. I wouldn't mind the 6, actually it's now 2.0 now, there is no 1.6 diesel. I wouldn't mind the less powered version, the 116 horsepower, honestly. But you know, if you just, you know, more power is better always, so I would go for a better engine. So if you're familiar with the channel, I ended up in the garage, so you can see the car in more light, and the exterior in the garage, like we're pretending I'm going from point A to point B. So the back window almost goes fully down, it doesn't go all the way, and you can still use the key fob to lower all or raise all the electronic windows. It's a cool feature. Okay, that's it. Diesel engine is maybe just a little bit noisy, but not too noisy, and I'm used to the diesel sound. So we're gonna park here. As you can see, they've removed all the speed bumps. I like that. Reversing hazards on, mandatory, just being a good sport. It's law here in Croatia. Wish this car had a backing camera. Perhaps the mirror does dip down, but I think I've handled it perfectly. And you can see on the back, you can hear the acoustic sound. I think that's okay. Press for park, and hazards off. If you like this video, or you know someone buying a Golf 8, please share it with them. Give this video a massive like, be a cool person. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Don't forget your phone in the car, and if you subscribe, click the bell to get notifications when I upload a new video. So this was the new Golf 8. I must say I love the car. So thanks, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.